Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel and some Hold My Beer. We have two tier 10 mediums for you. First up, we have the Progetto and we have the newly buffed E50M. Both are fantastic tanks. Now, this is an auto reloading tank, so you can decide whether you want to shoot 1 shell, 2 shells, or 3 shells. So we're going to have a look at this battle because this is absolutely a fantastic battle driven by WCNM, and he's gone to the left side of this map. He's gone for the blind shot. Unfortunately, he did get spotted and he almost got that E50, to be honest. He has to be very careful because obviously there is only one tank spotted and the enemy have 3 tank destroyers, 2 of them being Death Stars, and they can pretty much hesh you all around. You do have a very troll turret. You have some armor on your turret and some I think on your upper plate, but only sort of when you're angling. But other than that, you haven't got much armor on the side, on the rear, on the lower plate, and there are quite a bit of the turret that can be penned. Lost for words there. So luckily for him, the team have mainly gone to the right side, so he has got some side shots here, but if I was him, I would probably go and search for this this E50 now. He's the only medium on the enemy team, and considering that most of the team are spotted on the right side, the chances he is alone is very, very high. And he does manage to get him tracked, and he tracks him again. So there goes his repair kits, and is he going to track him again? Not quite. So now he's a 2-shot. So all that was not what he called for. He didn't really want that, but that was actually a very nasty shot, and well played there from the WZ. Didn't expect him to be there, to be honest, but the E50M stayed there, and that's probably why he stayed there, because he had that backup and it actually worked. But now the E50M is gone, the WZ113 is isolated all on his own, and that's the problem when you go this side of the map. Like, even if there's 2 of you, if one of you get gone, if one of you die, then you are literally isolated all on your own, and there's now nothing that this guy can do. So it is a 5 versus 4, but 2 of them are over this side, and of course one of the red team is over here. So there's it's basically a 2 versus 3 over the other side of the map. There goes the Hori, but he is able to take him out. So there's actually 1 tank, and that's the Death Star, the other side of the map. So even though he could do some big damage, he might only be able to do big damage for 1 shot, and that will be it. So these guys, him and the Object 704, need to get around these guys as quick as possible. There are 3 heavies. The mouse is literally full hit points, so there's a lot of work to do. There's no one capping bases. It is a supremacy game, but nobody wants to cap bases. They want to just fight this out like a normal game, which is fair enough. But you know, when it comes down to a 2 versus 3 and that all heavies, that maybe he would have hoped, maybe he would have wished he would have got some bases after all. So he's just going to farm this E100 now, who just wants to sit there and get absolutely wrecked. Brings him down to 400 hit points, and he is spotted, so he does need to be very careful, very, very careful. And that was he got away with that one. He got away with that one. He almost went down to a 1 shot just because he wanted to get that final shell in. So that probably wouldn't have been worth it, but he did really much get away with that. So he's on now 4.9k damage. We know that the E100 is a 1-shot, and he's just staying around this side of the map. Now, if all 3 of these tanks push together, then he will be in a lot of trouble. And there is the first tank, and that is the mouse, who is going to try and get a shot. You can see him aiming. The Object 704 there has just bounced the other side of the mouse, which you just saw there, and the E100 is now coming. What the heck was that miss? But you know, he's going to take it, and he is going to take him out for his 3rd kill. Puts his damage now up to 5,800. Hopefully the Object 704 can take out the ST1, which will now just leave him alone against this mouse. He wants to reload all 3 shells. He really sort of, with the mouse being that high, that many hit points, and him sort of only 1,000, he really needs to reload all 3 shells. He could have gone to the right side there, but that means he would have got behind this mouse, and now doesn't get there in time, but hopefully he should be able to take this ST out without getting shot. He has the 3 shells loaded, and just before the ST turns, he does manage to take him out for his 4th kill. Doesn't have time to cap the base because the mouse is coming, and that probably was the right move there. And now it's just 2,000 hit points away from winning this game. Again, no one has caught the bases at all, so they are all level on supremacy points. He probably needs to get a few misses just like that, and now the mouse is shot, he is able to get forward. This is a very, very quick tank, sort of 65 kilometers an hour, so if you can get around the mouse, you will be able to circle it very easy. But this isn't the best of positions to circle a mouse. He has cover there, but when a mouse misses like that, that really, really helps you. And now the mouse has actually moved away from the middle, not sure, or moved away from the building, not sure why, but he did. And now he's going to pay the price, because a face-hugging medium tank is really not an easy tank to deal with. Now, all he needs to do is reload two shells, and it is basically game over. But he's going to use it as a one-shot, and luckily he sets him on fire, and he doesn't need any more shells. So that was actually a really nice win. God knows what the mouse was doing. God knows what the E100 was doing, and they paid the price, and that was a very, very nice win. 8,700 damage, 5 kills, almost 2,000 base XP. Moving on, we are going to watch Chaitak driving the E50M. Now, I actually got this from Blitzstars, both of these games actually from Blitzstars, that has been uploaded within the last week or so. So these are fairly new games, and obviously high damage. Now, this tank got buffed, and it is absolutely crazy. It is an amazing tank, one of the strongest in the game. So we're just going to watch someone play the tank and do absolutely amazing. We don't need to talk about the tank anymore. Let's just talk about the battle. So it is 2 mediums and a light tank on his team versus 1 medium and a light tank on the enemy team. So they should be able to push the C area, sort of maybe get a hold down on where they are heading to now. But of course, 3 tanks going to this this position is not the greatest. But you know, they are actually all pushing quite far ahead as well. And due to that, they do manage to spot a couple of tanks, actually 3 tanks so far. So now they do actually have to just sit back a bit, because their team are still in the spawn. The heavy tanks haven't even moved, and there are some tanks by A, so their team is literally split up everywhere. But I suppose so is the enemy team, but if they work well together, they are in a platoon, a double E50M, which could be absolutely fantastic if they work well together. If they play together as a team, they could deal with these guys and take them out very, very quickly. There goes the first tank. The Conway is gone. He didn't even last a minute. Now his platoon mate is going around the back of this AMX 30B. Again, gets a nice bounce there. 1,300 block damage already, hasn't taken a single hit point, and now they are pushing. He wants to take the attention of these guys because his platoon mate is very low hit points, and that's why he come out and took that shot. Sorry about that, we missed a bit of the battle there because I had a phone call again. So they actually took these guys quite quickly, and I like the push that he done on them guys. Yes, he did take a couple of shots, but that actually kept his platoon mate alive for a little bit longer, and that's what I love about the E50M there. Take a nice shot. If you leave the tank on about 100 hit points, then just go for the little ram. You won't lose too many hit points. If you're not going that fast, you won't lose too many hit points, and he was able to kill him. But it still needs to be careful. It's a 4 versus 4, and now he's up against a full hit point VK72, and it's not an easy tank to come up against. But he's on 2 kills now, 3.5k damage, and there goes the E100 to bring it now down to a 3 on 4. You can see the E100, the other side of the map, he's still full hit points, and the other E100 is still 1,800 hit points. So there's a lot of work to do, and it's going to take a lot to actually get the win here. 3.8k damage. He needs to take out this one shot, which he does do that. So nice spot in there, and nice focus just to get rid of a tank. Now, is this VK isolated? Because the other 2 E100s were the other side of the map. So if he can get rid of this guy, if he can isolate him, if he can bait a couple of shots, God knows why he's looking behind, but he gets a beautiful bounce there. He very much needed that bounce, and now he can just release the DPM on this tank whilst he is reloading, and just about he's going to time it well. So just before he reloads, he's again, God knows what this VK is doing. I have no freaking idea, but he gets a lovely bounce there. Very troll, very lucky though. That was very lucky because that was on the side. Before you know it, he is a 1 versus 2. 2.9k block damage so far, 5,400 damage, and he has still 2 E100s left to go. One shot from each of these guys and it will pretty much be game over, and because he just crosses there, he is going to get spotted. What he needs to do now, the enemy have base B, so they are going to be winning on supremacy points for the whole game unless he kills some of these guys. So what he needs to do is he needs to split these guys up. He needs to break them up and not let them come together, and that's what he's doing. He's running around the map, gets a nice shot on that E100, and as you can see, he can see that this E100 is here whilst the other E100 is just about to come, but he knows he should be able to get one more shot on, and if he goes to the sort of the left side here, he should hide from the other E100, and that's what he's looking at, and I like that play. He's always looking at where that other guy is. Hopefully he can clear this guy, which he does, but he still needs to be careful because he is now a one shot to this E100 and it's still full hit points, so it's gonna take a lot. It's going to take a lot, and I feel that he's already bounced 2,900 damage, but he definitely needs to bounce at least one more because he needs to get close to this guy. Whilst this E100 is where he needs to get behind him and circle him. Use the mobility of that tank and get behind him and circle him, because it's only 2.5 minutes left on the clock now, so not a lot, and still 2,700 damage to get. So what's going to happen? I mean, the E100 is doing the right thing. There's no point going searching because they are winning. If the E50 wants to win, he's the one that's going to have to do something. So correct move there from the E100 in getting that base. So now with just 2 minutes left on the clock, the only thing our guy can do is try and bait the shots and get around him, and he does again get a nice bounce. And I thought he was going to use this opportunity there to get around the E100, but this isn't the best of positions to get around him because it's quite enclosed, and he does get another bounce. Now luckily for him, the E100 is running the stock gun, so it's not the best of guns. It's basically a mouse gun, so he's just bouncing everything at the moment. He can actually take a shot now from this E100, but as long as he keeps blocking, we'll take it all day long. And I'm not sure why he keeps just backing up. I think I know what he's actually doing. He's getting the E100 out in the open so he has more space to circle this guy. He's going to use heat. No, he's not going to use heat. He brings him down, hopefully to a one shot now. He needs to clear this guy, but you've got to remember that E100's reload is not the same, but he does take him out. Absolutely marvelous play there. Very nice, and he ends with 6 kills and 9,100 damage. Absolutely incredible battle and amazing to watch. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm meadsy69 and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With